Hey everyone, okay, so this is going to be the September outlook and just a couple things in the tropics that I want to just give you heads up on. But first, we'll start with the September outlook. It's already 4 days into September. I've been kind of behind with my videos, but school and work have been getting in the way, which is fine. But I just want to give you your outlook and stuff and what you can expect. So let's start off with temperatures, as I always do. For the majority of the country, again, this month, it is going to be above average for pretty much everyone, except for pretty much maybe the California coast, where we are expected to see cooler than average temperatures coming across those areas. But pretty much warmth is going to be felt across the majority of the country. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to stay in the 80s and 90s and 70s for the entire, the entire month. No, we are going to have, shots of cooler air coming into the picture, especially this weekend. Actually, today's the 4th, so the 8th and 9th this weekend in the upper Midwest and going over into parts of the Northeast, we are expected to see cooler than average conditions, places into the upper 60s even, and low 70s coming across those places in the upper Midwest this weekend. So we are going to have cooler air and stuff, but next week we are expected to bounce back into the mid and upper 70s and even back into the low 80s across those areas again. So September is going to be it's going to be kind of a transitional month. Finally, I know it's been so hot over the past just like forever, it seems. The summer was just brutal and stuff. We're still in summer. Fall doesn't start until the 22nd of September and stuff, but we are starting to feel the effects of fall coming into the country and stuff finally. So you're not going to be baking in triple-digit heat in the Midwest anymore and stuff. But we are still going to find triple-digit heat in the South and Southern Plains, and we are going to see 90s and 80s pretty much all across the South, Southeast, going into the Ohio River Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast for the month of September. So people that like to go leaf peeking and stuff for fall foliage, a lot of places really haven't started changing all that much. Some places in the mountains and some places over in the Rockies may slightly start changing, but really I think the fall foliage is going to be pushed back again this year. Last year it was pushed back like a couple weeks in some places, and I think that's going to be the same case again this year, just because not a whole lot of cold, cooler air is going to get into the country, at least for the month of September and stuff. So unfortunately, the warmth is going to stick around. I know a lot of people are just dying for, just cooler conditions coming across, and, you want fall to start because, school starts and, school started and everything. So just not getting the cooler air that typically comes into September. And a lot of these places, by the end of September should be in the upper 60s for highs and stuff. And some of the computer models are saying that places are still going to be in the 70s and 80s. So it's just going to be interesting to see what really happens and stuff. But again, the majority of the country, except for maybe parts of the West Coast, are going to see above average conditions in terms of temperature. Now, for precipitation, there are a couple hit and miss pockets. Actually, it's interesting when I looked at this earlier. So above average precipitation areas are going to be the Ohio, Tennessee River Valleys, Four Corners regions, and around the Gulf Coast areas. Below average precipitation areas are going to be pretty much places along the upper Midwest and coming into the Northeast. So it's kind of hit and miss, just pockets of expected above precipitation and below precipitation amounts for the month. And then everywhere else I didn't mention, obviously equal chances, pretty much just around normal rainfall amounts for September. And again, if we get another tropical system coming into the picture, that will help. Some places with the drought's still, very much going on and stuff. Hurricane Isaac, which made landfall last week in Louisiana and stuff, did help, somewhat put a dent in the drought in some places. But again, we need, more and more rain in a lot of these places to just pretty much end the drought. So if we get another tropical storm and stuff or hurricane, hopefully we don't, because they are bad and they, costly, and they put people in shelters and, displace them and everything. Just the rain is pretty much the only good thing right now that we need out of a tropical storm to help the drought. If we do get another one, the rain will help and stuff. Just really, the effects of it, aren't good just because hurricanes are bad when they, hit land and stuff in populated places. So that's pretty much what the September month is going to feature and stuff in terms of temperatures and precipitation. Hopefully you got all that down. If you didn't, just, rewatch the video, obviously. Now, I just want to give you a couple things on the tropics. We do have 2 tropical storms out there. One of them is Tropical Storm Leslie, which is actually just south of Bermuda. Bermuda's not on this map, but it's like right here, pretty much. 600 miles south-southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. And Tropical Storm Leslie is moving northward toward Bermuda very, very slowly, around 3 miles per hour. It is expected to become a Category 1 hurricane by the end of the week, and then some computer models are suggesting it moves a little bit further west. And if that happens, we are going to have some peripheral effects affecting pretty much the northeast. We could have like a couple of showers maybe hitting parts of New England, but it's a little too soon to pretty much put a forecast on anything. But we are going to have some heightened waves across pretty much the whole entire East Coast. So rip currents could be a factor, and just bigger waves and swells. So if you go out surfing or go to the beach and stuff, just be mindful that there is Tropical Storm Leslie, soon to be Hurricane Leslie out there. It is a good sized storm and stuff, and it is just kicking up some of the surf and stuff. So that's why if you go to the beach and stuff across the east, you will see just heightened waves and stuff. That's the reason why. But Leslie is supposed to make its way northward into Atlantic Canada pretty much by this weekend. Again, we could feel effects, we could not, a bit too early to tell and stuff, and it'll just move obviously just north into Atlantic Canada, pretty much like Nova Scotia. So really not anything to worry about. Along the East Coast is not going to directly hit us, but we could feel some effects from that. And then the other thing out there in the really far eastern Atlantic is Tropical Storm Michael, which just formed earlier today. That really is in the middle of nowhere and is not a threat to anyone at this time. And it is moving like northwest at like 6 miles per hour. So it's not really doing anything except for chilling out in the Atlantic. So that is your September outlook and just a quick update on the tropics. I will be back with another video, probably giving you another update on Tropical Storm or Hurricane Leslie in the upcoming days. Until then, remember to keep your eye to the sky.